you guys are already familiar with these verbs. Now, these verbs, in this case, now, for example, we were supposed to put them in past tense and in past participle form. The idea, in this case, in this class, in the grammar section, is that we were supposed to do these verbs, like to write them down in our notebooks. Now, the idea was to reinforce these verbs in the past participle form. Now, what is the past participle form? For example, in this case, some of the verbs are in present tense, are in past tense, and they are regular verbs. The regular verbs are the ones that they have the ed ending. In this case, the ed ending works like this. Design, designed. Eat, ate. Export, exported. Grow, grown. Import, imported. Make, made. Mine, mined. Produce, produced. Raise, raised. And sell, sold. So what is the idea of this exercise about the verbs? Okay, the exercise, the idea about the verbs is to do the following explanation about the passive voice. I'm gonna help you guys. I want to do this because it is very important for me so you can get clear about the passive voice. For example, in this case, we're gonna start with, I'm gonna give you a quick review of the explanation in the PowerPoint section. Now, in the PowerPoint section, I explain you every single step that we have to do to make the passive voice. For example, we have the passive voice. What is the passive voice? We use the passive voice as another way to express our ideas. From the active voice, what is an active voice? An active voice is the way that we speak, that everybody speaks, okay? And then, which is the normal way that we talk, okay? Like, for example, in the next part, we have an example in present tense. What is the example in present tense? For example, they make that watch in Switzerland. Now, we have the sentence exactly the way that we talk. Now, what is happening? We're going to do the changes. The changes are, we're going to change the subject by the object, and the object by the subject. For example, what we have to do is check if the sentence is in the present or in past tense. In this case, the sentence is in present tense. Why in present tense? Because in present tense, the verb is in present tense, it's not in past tense. So we have to be very careful on that. When we have our sentences, you have to do it and you have to check it correctly or properly. In the other case, for example, in this case, we're going to change the verb that is in the present tense, we're going to change it to the past participle form. In this case, make is going to be changed. For example, that watch is made in Switzerland. Okay? For example, they made that watch in Switzerland. That watch, that is the objective after the verb, yes, it's going to be at the beginning. And then it's going to be is made. Why is? Because the verb is in present tense. Why made? Because we're going to use the past participle form of this verb, of the verb made. That watch is made, and the complement of the sentence is exactly the same. It doesn't move. An example in the past tense, it's for example, they designed this video game in Spain. Okay? They designed this video game in Spain. Okay, now, you guys, tell me, how are we going to start the sentence? How are we going to start the sentence? We're going to start the sentence this video game was designed because video game is only one. So we can use one or too many, right? For the video game. The video game is only one. Was designed in Spain. Okay? In Spain. Okay, now, for example, this is mostly the explanation about the PowerPoint that I told you we had to reteach today for your exercises and for the things that we have to do today. Now, after this explanation, I would like to go with you in the second activity, or the second, or in this case, the practice step. I would like to go with you, you in your houses and me here at home, and maybe try to, first of all, let's go to check the verbs, or try to tell me the past participle form of design. Okay, what is the past participle form of design? Okay, all right. And now, what is the past participle form of eat? Okay, all right, very good. Now remember, you have to participate. Even if you're not in the class, in reality, you have to participate. What is the past participle form of export? And the past participle form of sell. Okay, very good. And raise. Okay, very good. What about produce? Can you tell me the past participle form in your verbs? Okay, very good. Now remember that some of the verbs are in past participle form, but some of the verbs are regular and some others are irregular. Now, what about mine? How can you tell me what is the past participle form of mine? Okay, and the past participle form of make. Do you remember which one? Okay, very good. Now, in the last ones that we have here is grow and import. Do you remember this one? Or do you remember this one? Now, as long as we did it together, we're gonna try to do something different. Now, after we got along in the second step, the last thing that we're gonna do today, it's gonna be we're gonna work in your workbooks. Now, we're gonna work in your workbooks in the Big English, section. Yes, in the workbooks, we're gonna work on the page 80. What is the page 80 about? The page 80 is about the verbs and the verbs that we have there. So I would like to do with you these kinds of verbs so everybody is agreed on the exercise that we have. For example, eat, ate, eaten. Fly, which one it is? Okay, flew, and what is the other one? Flown. Grow, grew, grown. Okay, very good. Introduce, introduced, and introduced. Now, for example, invent, invented, and invented. Make, what is make? Made and made. Mind, remember the ones that we did? Mind, mind. And the last one, raised, raised, and raised. Now, on this exercise, you have to pay attention. Mostly of the simple present verbs, they are usually start the simple past and the past participle form. In the exercise 12, we have to write the sentences. Use the simple present form of the verb in the passive. For example, you have the options in parentheses. For example, the number one is corn is grown in the United States. Yes, because it says grow in the United States. Now, for example, here, sheep, what? Are raised in New Zealand. Many cars are made in China. Gold is mined in South Africa. And denim is produced in many countries. Okay, now, as an activity that we have to do in this class, we have to answer 2 more exercises. But these 2 more exercises are going to be on yourself. And then we're going to check them after class, okay? So, for example, in the exercise 13, look, complete the sentences, use the simple past of the verb in the passive form, okay? For example, in the number 1, chess is what? Chess was probably invented in India, because the verbs are here in the parentheses. So you have to do this activity in the exercise 13 and 14. Okay? Very good. On your own, because I'm going to be checking those activities in this case. So it's a little bit difficult that we're doing it right now together. So this is an activity that you're going to be doing at the end. Okay? Now, for example, after the explanation and after everything that I have given to you, I hope you have understood the situation about the passive voice. Now, it is kind of a simple thing, and we can do it together always. And, well, for example, right now, I just wanted to reinforce what was the passive voice and the verbs that we have seen through this unit so far. Now, what are we going to do? Okay, in Facebook, right now, I'm going to upload the information for your product or the information for your homework. It's going to be in Edmodo platform, and it's going to be in the Facebook app or in the Facebook page, okay, for the parents. So try to be very alert of some of the activities that I'm going to give you, and try to be very alert on some of the exercises and homeworks to be delivered. So in this case, for today, I think that's it for today, and hopefully I'm gonna see you tomorrow at the same time. Remember, all the videos are gonna be uploaded at 9 a.m. every single day. So I hope you that it was like a great help, this activity about the passive voice and about the verbs. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm going to be giving you in another platform, and I'm going to be giving you in the Facebook page again all the information, the grammar section and the product, that in this case the product is your homework. Thank you very much, guys. See you tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow 9 o'clock. Thank you very much.